In order for Mashiach to come, you cannot have any other government. It's going to be one kingdom, one malchut, one government. So you can look at it in the negative aspect of saying a new world order, a one government. Yeah, you're right. It is going to be a new world order. The new world of Mashiach. With one order, the Torah. One government. Yeah, it's going to be a Sanhedrin. We're not going to have all the rest of the stuff.
Israel wants to extend its influence in West Asia, with substantial American support backing its efforts. However, despite its advanced military capabilities, including nuclear weapons, Israel's moves are influenced and even controlled by the Americans. Initially, Israeli leaders seemed confident in a quick resolution, but the situation in Gaza has become far more complex, with the region now in prolonged conflict involving extensive tunnel networks and significant destruction. The economic costs are adding up, and recent developments, including a credit rating downgrade by Moody's, reflect the strain on Israel's economy. Factors like disruptions in the Red Sea, partly linked to Yemeni Ansarullah actions, are further affecting Israel's financial stability. Across the world, it sparked a debate about Israel's future direction, both internally and abroad. At present, there's big protests against Prime Minister Netanyahu. Those people are not only demanding the release of hostages, they are also demanding an end to the eternal war with neighboring countries. Israeli society is tired of war. It's questioning the existence of its own nation.
مطلب دوم مربوط به این حرکت شرورانه‌ای است که دو شب پیش اینجا انجام دادن. خب یه غلطی کرد. خودشون هم البته بزرگنمایی میکنن. بزرگنمایی اونا غلطه. اما توجه داشته باشید کوچک انگاری اون هم غلطه. اینی که ما بگیم نه چیزی نبود اهمیتی نداشت فلان اینم غلط.
Netanyahu is now trying to drag the United States into a massive regional war against Iran, but so far the Americans have not accepted this ambition. Therefore, the continued existence of the last Western colonial state in West Asia is in great question.
When the Mashiach will come, there'll be a new world order.
You may have seen this image online of an Israeli soldier wearing a Greater Israel badge. This left many asking, is Israel trying to expand its territory by taking land from other countries?
אני רוצה מדינה יהודית.
שזה אומר מה?
מדינה יהודית. זה נורא מורכב. זו מדינה שמתנהגת לפי עולם הערכים של העם היהודי.
הריבונות של ישראל מתחילה בים ונגמרת בנהר. בשלב הזה או שבעצם אנחנו גם יוצאים את עבר הירדן? בשלב הבא.
בסדר, לאט לאט. כתוב בחז"ל שעתידה ישראל, עתידה ירושלים להתרחב עד דמשק.
זאת אומרת, אנחנו...
רק ירושלים. עד דמשק.
The war against the people of Gaza is an excuse for Israel to implement the Greater Israel Plan. Its aim is to achieve this plan through genocide. Now, there are 7 million Jews in Israel and more than 100 million Arabs in the region. Such a plan is crazy. However, it is based on modern-day ethnic supremacist ideology.
How big is that plan? Because
it's very big. No, this is the promise of God to the patriarchs of the Jewish nation. It's 3,000 kilometers. It's almost as big as the Sahara Desert.
So this is the biblical Israel.
Yes.
Can I call it? Yeah. So and this is what's and so which countries are these?
And which country? Don't mention. I think it's Iraq.
Iraq.
And Syria.
So you believe?
And part of Saudi Arabia. This is a holy place.
The aim of the ones in power today in Netanyahu's coalition want to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem and build a third temple there, and they believe this will help open the way for the arrival of the Jewish Messiah. This idea has widespread support of so-called Zionist Christians in America, people who are aware of end times prophecies, and not just Judaism, but Christianity and Islam as well, can better understand what is happening in West Asia. Benjamin Netanyahu is part of a newer, more Americanized elite in Israel. He grew up in the United States and represents a shift from the older socialist leader of figures like Golda Meir. Before Netanyahu, the leadership in Israel considered a two-state solution with Palestinians after the 1948 conflict, which displaced many Palestinians. However, this newer elite is more focused on expanding Israel's territory, often at the expense of Palestinian rights, which is seen in the increase of Israeli settlements.
يعني إذا إسرائيل استهدفت إيران حتى ولو كان لوحدها،
أمريكا تتحمل مسؤولية هذا الاستهداف. في خطأ موجود بالعالم العربي بموضوع علاقة إسرائيل وأمريكا، وبنرجع بنعيد وبنرجع بنكرر، وهاي اسمح لي أقول لك أكذوبة اللوبي الصهيوني، إنه اليهود هن حاكمين أمريكا وهن بياخذوا القرار وهن عاملين وهن مساويين ومشاكل. لا، أمريكا هي صاحبة القرار. بأمريكا في شركات كبرى، في مثلث ثالوث، شركات النفط، شركات السلاح، وما يسمى بالصهيونية المسيحية، هو أصحاب القرار، هذا التحالف. إسرائيل كانت في الماضي أداة بريطانية، والآن هي أداة أمريكية.
There's reports that the Lebanese leader Nasrallah had agreed to a ceasefire before his recent assassination, suggesting Israel may have targeted him to prevent peace. Israel's goal seemed to extend beyond Hezbollah, with some even suggesting that Israel has little interest in seeing Lebanon remain stable, or even seeing Lebanon at all on the world map. Despite the hopes of some within Israel's intelligence agency Mossad, Iran's government remains strong and is strongly supported by its people. In the face of Israeli actions, the Iranian public have largely united behind their government, strengthening its resolve. Iran has even responded directly to Israeli attacks twice, showcasing its military capability, and notably, its new Fatah hypersonic missiles. These advanced missiles are said to overcome Israel's missile defenses, which has curbed some of Israel's tactical advantages in the region. Iran has also positioned itself as a defender of the Palestinians, which has expanded its influence across West Asia. Through an extensive missile and drone program, Iran has not only enhanced its own defenses, but also supported allies like Russia and Ukraine. In turn, Russia has provided financial and military support, especially in areas like hypersonic missile technology, which Iran has embraced. Given the recent escalations, Iran is unlikely to back down, and tensions between the two nations are expected to continue rising. There's also the possibility of Yemen becoming more involved, and some Yemeni groups expressing solidarity with Iran's stance could add further pressure on Israel. The storm in West Asia is only just going to escalate. The impact will be vast, touching countless lives. Israel's true colors are unveiled through the religious extremists within its own government, and this casts a grim shadow over any hope for a diplomatic solution. So we must turn our hearts and prayers to the innocent, the people of Palestine and Lebanon, and the courageous souls within the occupied territories who, even in the face of great pressure, refuse to serve in the Israeli Defense Forces. This senseless war must end. We can't let more lives be sacrificed to the fires of this conflict. We need to stand together and call for peace before more lives are lost.